Another gloomy day here in Kansas City. I think we're the only place that could have rain, thunderstorm, tornado watches, and snow and ice mix at the same time. It has been raining and having bad weather since last Friday when we started having our spring break. What a spring break. I don't think so. Today what I want to show you is a little idea. A while back, I think you remember I brought all of these finials at a garage sale. With a little piece of wood, little trim of wood from a pallet, a finial, and a hook, I'm going to show you an easy way to make a wreath holder. So inexpensive, and I was inspired by when I went to the antique shop the other day. I will try to link that picture right after this so you can kind of see where the inspiration came from. I don't think I got a good picture of it too good, but you'll be able to make it out. And then I will show you also what I found on Facebook Market for $25. So stay tuned. It's a crafty day. So what I'm doing first is I'm giving this a quick whitewash, and I'm just using paint that I already have. In this case, it's this antique white from Behr. No, this is pure white. And I'm going to actually use this, excuse me, underprepared a little bit. So I'm going to open this up. What you need for this project is finials. I was so lucky to pick up not one, but 6 of them at a garage sale. And then I had some pallets laying around at one point, and we kept some of the wood for it, and I just cut a little square because I'm going to be attaching it to the bottom of this finial. Then you're going to need a little hook, and I actually purchased this at the antique shop the other day. You can find some of these older looking hooks, and they sell them at your home hardware store. So I don't want to get paint on my hook, so I'm just going to go ahead and whitewash this a little bit. I want it to look a little bit more rustic, I guess. Oops. Some of you might like to paint the whole thing, but I'm just giving it a little bit of a rustic look. And then I'm going to paint my finial the same way. Just grab your paintbrush and just give it a quick paint over like that to make it a little bit rustic, like chippy. And I'm going to go ahead and let it dry. Okay, so everything dried, and I really like how this is looking chippy, and it's perfectly what I wanted. So now I'm just going to find the best side to anchor my hook, which I'm going to put it right here. So you kind of want to put it in the middle, and then I'm just going to go ahead and drill my holes, I think. That way I'm not making a hole unnecessary. Sure it's all set. just noticed that the screws that I chose to put under are not long enough. And this pallet wood, tell you what, super strong wood. No wonder they hold all that weight whenever they need it. So I'm gonna reinsert this, and then I'm gonna put these in. Closer so you can kind of see what I did. See how I just hooked that in there, and I'm just going to dab a little Rust-Oleum paint on this, but because we're going to put a reed on it, you're really not going to see it. But look how neat that is on a finial. Now I'm going to go get some longer screws. So I got longer screws. I don't know if you can see. Longer screws. Because it needs to go through this wood, like so, and then through my finial. But I am going to pre-drill these as well. I got 2 screws. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit 2, because then it'll go. See how, you see at the bottom how it's skinnier? If I put 2 screws in here, I'm afraid they'll come out on the side. So you got to make sure that you're getting right in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put it through this first, and then kind of see where the screw is coming out at. So, I don't know, maybe I can get it without making a pre-drilling hole here. So you want to make sure you are on the center of your wood. I'm just going to screw this in real quick. Oh, it's not too bad. It's going through. So, come closer. Do you see how I just barely got that screw out of there to be able to put my finial? Is it? I hope it's called a finial. I'm not even sure. I'm calling this a finial, but. And then I want to make sure that it's going to be centered onto that. So. I don't even know if you can see me doing this right here. I'm going to do it slow. Okay, so now it seems that this, I need a little bit of pre-drill hole on this one. So I'm going to do that real quick. So what I did is I went ahead and pre-drill a little hole at the bottom, so when my screw goes in, I know exactly where I'm going. I'm going to have to back this screw up a little bit. Because it's in there. So there's a piece of wood. So then, too far. So it's just sticking out a little bit, so I can find where I pre-drill here. And hopefully now we're going easier. I'm going to finish it off manually here, looks like. And So I don't know if you see, you got to make sure that your screw is all the way in at the bottom, or else you're going to have a little bump right there. Unless you put 4 little corners on this, and then it is screwed from the bottom in the middle. See how I didn't want to pierce my sides here with my screws, and I have my hook at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and try to screw this manually with a manual screwdriver, and try to get it in as deep as I can, so I don't have a wobble, what you call it, a wobble wheat holder. So here is the wheat holder. It's not a very big one. I should have made sure that my screw would be flat. I'm going to have to put 4 little dots on here to make sure that it stays up. I'm going to maybe even attach some beads to it. So I got to go see if I have any beads or something that I can attach to the bottom of this. But in the meantime, I have to show you, I went ahead and had purchased this wreath. This one is a little bit big, but I have to show you some of the wreaths that they're selling at Walmart. Look how stinking cute this one is. They're $19.95 or $19.96. They have that weird pricing. But I thought it was really pretty, and they have a bunch for spring at Walmart. But because this is a smaller wreath holder, you can buy these at not Walmart, but I bought this one at Amazon. And you just go ahead and you put your wreath on here, and I'm going to show you. Since my camera is at a weird angle this morning, look how cute that is. Using something that I found at a yard sale, pieces of wood that I salvaged from a pallet, and a wreath. You can add a bow to this if you want to. You can hang a little welcome sign that they sell at the Dollar Tree right now. But for maybe 15 minutes of my time and a little splash of paint, I have myself a wreath holder. And now for the find of the week. So when I went to pick up my dry sink, they were having a sale at this house. They were selling everything. Family member passed away, which is always saddens me. But when I picked up my dry sink, this was sitting in the corner. And I was like, oh, it looks a little rough, has a little bit of chewed on there. And the back of it is not at its best. I'm going to open it with my foot. Oops. It does need some TLC. As you can tell, the inside has holes in it, but I can always replace that. So my next project is to actually sand this down, because it does look pretty rough, and I'm actually going to paint it a white, antique white, and distress it, and that's going to be placed right there by the door. Right now I have a bunch of commotion going on. This is actually the mirror that we purchased to put at the bottom of our stairway. That's why I haven't done my stairway, because we have to make sure, because we cannot find the studs right now. It weighs quite a bit, and I just don't want it to fall down, because it was not an inexpensive mirror. It was my splurge. But how lucky I am to come and pick up one item, and then I found this sitting in the back. And when she said $25, I did not hesitate for 1 minute. I love it because at the bottom it does not have any shelves, so when I come in the afternoon, I always carry my backpack around, so I can shove my backpack in there, my purse, and everything is tidied up, and it's not just sitting. I really don't like, right now it's a mess over there. I really don't like all kinds of stuff hanging, even though it is a coat rack. I kind of like the cleanliness of it all, but right now, you know, that's what I'm doing. But I really want to paint this and get this done. So that's my next project. Cannot wait to redo this piece. I cannot go sanding outside right now because we are having some crazy weather. So let's see how far I get. I went ahead and wiped this down, sanded down some of the rough edges, And I love the knobs. They're actually pretty heavy. I'm going to have to figure out what kind of knobs those are. So now I'm just going to take my paint and I'm just going to go ahead and paint this piece. I cannot wait to see what it's going to look like. Stay tuned. So it's been a busy day. Here's our first wreath holder. Then I went ahead and painted the cabinet. I think it came out great. Thinking about distressing it a little bit, not quite sure yet. And then I'm going to show you the birdcage. And I hope that you join me again tomorrow for some more craft ideas from DIY projects. Remember, I bring things home, I bring it with home, and I bring it with love. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.